Hello everyone, my name is Sheila and welcome back to my channel. I am a small business owner. I love to knit and crochet and I make handmade knit hats and amigurumi plushies. I sell them on my website, on my online store, and I also do market events or pop-up shows. I have also I also have a few designs of my own, and you can find them besides my online shop also on Ravelry Sheila Knits. So last April, we were able to go to Singapore. I know it's been a few months now, but I still wanted to share it with you. Part of our trip there was for family, of course, but I had to squeeze in some time to find some yarn shops, and I was able to go to two of them. So I got these skeins of yarn, and I felt like this should be enough because I didn't want to just, you know, um, overshop and then end up not using them all. But for the first yarn shop that we stopped and visited, I got these stone washed yarn. This is a DK weight yarn. I believe these are 78% cotton and 22% acrylic. And I got, let's see, 10 skeins, actually 7 skeins of these stone washed. I got 2 of the purple, 3 of the light green, 2 of the beige, and then I got this. It's a different brand, but it's also DK weight and it's also cotton. I love the specks, the tiny specks of color in the yarn. This is blue, but it's got those tiny specks of orange and yellow and dark blue, and on this other one it's like a peachy color, but it's got specks of yellow and orange and blue as well. So I love that. And then for the second yarn shop we stopped by, it was the cast on yarn shop, and I got the knitting for olive. I believe this is the sage green in cotton merino, and if I'm not mistaken, these are fingering weight yarn, and I only got 1 skein of the heavy merino, which is, I think, their worsted weight. I just wanted to try it for a sample. I just wanted to do a swatch for these before I start deciding which yarn I'm using for my next project. It's actually for a sweater, but it's not on top of my list right now because I am still not done with the field sweater that I'm working on, and it's market season, so I would have to put this for another time. But at least I have the yarn, and I wanted to feel and test the yarn first before I start buying bulk quantity. So I think these are good purchases. And I forgot to mention that these cotton yarn, I was planning on using them for cowls. I have this favorite um, cowl by Go North Yarn Works. The designer is Colette Henry, and she is brilliant. I'm gonna include a picture of the cowl here. So normally the cowl that I made in the past, I used the merino wool, the Malabrigo merino wool, which is perfect for this cowl, but I wanted to make an alternate version of it for the summer, so it's not very hot or warm in the neck. So I decided to go with these cotton version instead. So we'll see how that goes. I will update you guys with as far as my progress with that. So I had some time researching for yarn shops in Singapore prior to getting there, And the first that I saw that I wanted to explore was the Memo's art shop. Um, it is located at Midview City, and we just took a cab to go there. And they had a lot of selection in yarns, but mostly cotton yarns. So getting around in Singapore was quite easy. They had a very efficient MRT system, but they also had taxis and cabs, which are a little bit more expensive. So, fun trivia, they also have these vending machines for freshly squeezed orange juice, which they sold for about $2 a cup. And then we finally got to Nemo's Art House. So they had a huge selection of mostly cotton yarns, and they are priced pretty fairly, I would say, not expensive at all. So they also had like kits, different kits for gifts. I actually got one of these spinners for yarn, and mostly for their yarn, their cotton and acrylic blends, which they sold for, some of them are like 80 cents per skein. They're not big skeins, but still pretty decent amount for yardage. So I like how they used these signs where they would let the customers know what ply or material the yarns are, the prices, the weight, the length, and the composition of the fiber. And I just love that because I can't, personally, I can't really read what's on the labels. So the labels that they put on there on the shelves were really helpful. So they have these plushies, which they use chunky yarns for these, and they are really similar looking to the chunky yarns that I use, the Bernat blanket yarn. And some of the plushies were made out of cotton yarns, but some of them are made out of the chunky yarns. So I love how they have labels for the finished products, what the pattern is, the designer, the yarn that they used for making it, the size of the hook, and the difficulty. It's just very handy. So here you can see the materials that they use, the specific yarn, and the hook size that they use to make the project. The second yarn shop was the Cast On Yarn Shop. It is located by Chinatown. So we just took a cab to get there as well. And I wanted to visit this shop mainly because of their knitting for olive yarn. And I was eyeing that. I've been eyeing that for a long time to see if it would be the perfect yarn, the right yarn for my next sweater project. So this shop was a bit smaller than Nemo's art house, but definitely they had more fancy yarns, like like I said, the knitting for olive, which are merino, 100% merino wool. So they had different others, but I didn't really pay attention much to those because I was just focused on the knitting for olive. But they did have other luxury yarns. And of course, for both shops, before I started taking videos, I did ask the owners if I could take videos, and they said yes. So the videos were with permission. And as much as possible, I did explore, considering the limited time that we had. But I was very satisfied with the yarn shop visits. And at this shop, I was able to meet Cecilia, the owner of the Cast On Yarn Shop. And here I am with my sisters. So that was a very good Singapore tour. And I did enjoy my time exploring the yarn shops and the other places that we've been to. That was a very pleasant experience.